Hi everyone, it's Miss B the Kindy, and in this video I am going to be talking about 10 things I wish I knew before my first year of teaching. So we'll dive right into this video. I am going into my 9th year of teaching, which feels super duper crazy because I still remember my first year, my first day, and how I felt going into my first year of teaching. If you are a brand new teacher or someone who is going into the classroom, stay for this whole video as I offer 10 tips to take you through your first year and what I would have offered my younger self 9 years ago. Tip number 1 is going to be super easy, and that's just to use your summer wisely. You have a whole summer to prepare for going into school either in August or September or whenever you start. Now, I've taught in 2 different states, so when I first started teaching in the first state, I probably needed to use my summer a little bit more wisely. I could have put my wish list together, I could have reached out to more coworkers, but I honestly did not know, and I was super young. That's something I would have told myself, is to just really plan ahead of time and kind of backwards plan from your first day of school. You will have a lot of training, so be sure that you're giving time and giving grace to yourself throughout the summer, but you're using it wisely. When I moved to this state, I did reach out to my principal and she did reach out to me, and I was able to meet her. I came to the school and met some of my coworkers. I got a tour of the school. I was able to see my classroom and kind of get a glimpse of what it would be like for the school year. So use your summer wisely. Tip number 2 is going to be getting in touch with your admin or your teammates. This is crucial. The culture and climate of where you work is super important. I've been blessed to work in 2 different schools, 2 amazing administrators. I owe it all to them, and I wouldn't be a successful teacher without my administration. As for my teammates, I've worked with many different men and women, and I can honestly say that every team is different every year, but if you are a light in someone's life, you will have a great time with your teammates. Use them. They are a great resource. So get in touch. First, reach out to your administration, send an email, or if you have their phone number, ask if you can come meet with them over the summer since they usually work summer hours. Then see if you can reach out to the team leader. Oftentimes on a team, there's like a team leader. That's what I do. I put my team in group texts, I send emails. So get in touch with your teammates. Maybe you guys can go and do something. Like this year, my teammates and I, we had a lot of new ones this past year. We would have like group gatherings together. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions. That is what they want you to do. They want you to feel prepared. So ask those questions first before it gets too late into the school year. I owe it all to my first year of teaching. I had a teacher assistant when I taught first grade, and she was the most amazing woman ever. She helped me through so much. She had been at the school since it had opened, and she really helped me. So if you have a teacher assistant or a paraprofessional in your room, lean on them. They are amazing. They know things about the school. Oftentimes in the lower grades, we do have someone in our room that can help assist with students. So building that culture and climate early on really matters. Just don't be afraid. Tip number 3 is going to be getting familiar with the curriculum. Now, I am a self-contained kindergarten teacher. I teach math, reading, writing, social studies, and science. That might be different on the grade level you teach, so depending on what you teach, you need to become familiar with the curriculum and what it will look like for the year. This is something that I struggled with my first year. I had all of these ideas in my head, but ultimately you do need to follow what your district implements and then what your school wants you to do as well. Typically, the curriculum is housed in a system, so for us, we have our curriculum all on one page. It's updated. We can access every subject there depending on the grade level we teach. So this is another good question to ask your admin, and then ask the team leader, someone on your team, so that you can look over that in the summer and know how to backwards plan. So look at what the end of the year goal is for your grade level. What do you want the students to know when they're going to be promoted into the next grade level? Plan backwards from there. Just become familiar, read it, understand it, watch YouTube videos on it, and then gather resources that really matter with that curriculum so you don't feel like you're all over the place. This will only make you feel more confident and prepared when you're working with your team and then when you're delivering that instruction to your students. Now, tip number 4 kind of overpowers what I just said in tip number 3, and that is to teach expectations before you teach the curriculum. So you feel prepared, you've looked over the curriculum, you know what those points are and what you're going to deliver to your students, what adjustments you're going to make, but nothing tops having high expectations and delivering those every day to your students. Expectations will need to be taught, retaught, and visited often every single day with your children. How to unpack your backpack, how to use a glue stick, where do you sit on the carpet, how do we line up to go in the hallway? The list goes on. The learning becomes easier when your children know your expectations. You will save yourself hours reteaching throughout the school year by implementing expectations from the first day. Just remember, you will have to revisit them often, especially in the lower grades like what I teach. Students love expectations and they thrive on them. Tip number 5 is an extension of what I just said about expectations, and that is routines and procedures need to be put in place. Routines and procedures need to be practiced and put in place every single school day. What is your morning unpacking routine? Do you have a visual for your students to look at when they're unpacking their backpacks? How do you want your students to use their pencil box to get out materials and use them? What are your rules for sitting down and sharing on the carpet? Where and how are your students going to access materials in your classroom? How will your students know that it's time to go to reading or math centers? How do your children know when to clean up? If you are in your student teaching right now, this is something to really focus on. I gathered so much from observing my mentor teacher when I was student teaching, and this really helped me in the long run. Be consistent. If you need help early on with this, ask sooner rather than later. Go to your mentor teacher, go to your team lead, go to a teammate. It is okay to not know what you're doing or feel like you need help. Something I did during my first 2 years of teaching was I was in a mentor program, and I was able to go shadow a teacher on my same grade level to see what they did. And I didn't really observe the curriculum like I would watch her teach, but I also watched her routines and procedures. So this is something to really focus on when you are learning routines and procedures and how to implement them with your students. Tip number 6 is going to be classroom management systems. What will your classroom management systems look like for the whole group of students, and what will it look like for just individual students in your classroom? I was so fortunate, like I previously mentioned, to have the best mentor teacher when I student taught. She had the best classroom management style, and hands down, I still use some of her things today that she taught me almost 10 years ago, and I am so fortunate I had her for my experience. There's so many different reward systems or what you're going to use in your classroom. You don't want too many, but you don't want any at all. So be sure that you really understand what you're going to use. Try it. If it doesn't work one year, it could work the next year. Every group of students is different. But with your reward systems or what you're doing with your classroom management style, make sure your students know the end goal. Like for example, I have a class marble jar. This is a whole group incentive. So when the jar gets filled, the class knows that they get to vote on a surprise or something they want to do once the jar is filled together. And then I have a sticker folder system. If students get all of their stickers or their green boxes by Friday, they get to go individually to the classroom treasure chest. I would say my teaching style is I'm very firm, but I am fair. I was raised to use good manners, and I implement that with my students. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Thank you, please. But children can learn that if they make a mistake, it's another opportunity to learn. I make mistakes every day, and when I do them inside the classroom in front of my students, I call myself out. I say, oops, I made a mistake. That really shows the children that, wow, like my teacher can make a mistake. And that's what I want them to understand, is that no one is perfect. We're going to make mistakes, but we're going to be problem solvers. In all my years of teaching, this is the make or break of teaching. If you do not have strong classroom management, you are going to struggle. So try it out, keep it consistent, and if it doesn't work, readjust. Don't just quit on something. See if you can make little tweaks, ask for help. And if it doesn't work one year, that doesn't mean it won't work the next year. So really just take time, know what you want to do, make it simple, that is best, and make sure your students know the end goal. Tip number 7 was really hard for me to understand my first couple years of teaching, because every time I would see something free, comment here to get this resource, it gives me googly eyes. My tip number 7 is you don't need every resource. Like I said, I love commenting on those Instagram posts, free, and then it's sent to my DMs. I'm at the point now where I'll do it. I can get the resource, but oftentimes I forget that I even downloaded it. There's so many cute things. I'm a cute teacher. I love designing things. I love printing things. I love making my room look aesthetic, but there's more that matters to that. Don't feel like you need to buy everything. You need to buy every resource. You need to make sure it's aligned with your curriculum. You also need to make sure it's something that's going to benefit your students. Save it for now. Use it when it makes sense. Tip number 8 is going to be super duper important for my kindergarten, pre-kindergarten, first grade, whatever grade you are, and that is planning your centers. I love centers. It's my favorite time time. So in kindergarten, we do a lot of centers. I do centers during reading time, and then I do centers during math time. During my first year of teaching, this was something I had to really work on. I learned a lot. I developed a system that worked easily for me and my students. The best piece of advice I can give you is to really know what you want at each center. So for reading, I have teacher table, that's with me. I have tubs, which are learning games as a review or a skill they're working on. I have reading, where they can read to themselves or read with a partner. And then sometimes I have the iPads, depending on the app we're using in our district. I try to limit screen time a lot. Same goes for math, teacher table. Kids can do manipulatives like the blocks, the cubes, the links. Tubs, which are, again, a review of a game or a skill they're working on. And then iPads, depending on the district's apps. This was super easy. It's an easy rotation. I have a visual for students on the board, and then I can change the games every time it applies to the skill they're learning. Once you have those systems in place, then you should start prepping, planning, printing, laminating, and then it's easy for you to switch your centers frequently so the students don't get bored or you don't feel all over the place as a teacher. You should work on this over the summer. This is a great time to have everything ready. Like when you were backwards planning from your curriculum, you can look at what skills you need for reading and math and then see what centers you can use. This is also another great opportunity for you to talk to your teammates and see what they do with their centers, because oftentimes they have amazing ideas that you can just use in your classroom. Always ask questions. Tip number 9 is going to be creating a wish list. My classroom wish list is on Amazon. I don't put too many items on there, but I really put things that I actually need to use and the students need to use inside the classroom. So if you're able to visit your classroom, take an inventory of what you have and what you will need. Make sure you go through all the closets, all the shelves, you ask your admin, you ask your teammates of what you already have so you don't get duplicate items or you are not having the items to start your school year. I would recommend just starting with a little bit of things and then over time adding to your wish list and letting your parents know you've added some items throughout the year so that you can have them inside your classroom. Now I'm in my 9th year of teaching. I get new things every year, so don't feel like you need it all at once. It will take some time. I would recommend, if you want books for your classroom library, to start collecting them now. I went to garage sales, I went to Goodwill. There's even so many books on Facebook Market. Ask a teacher who may be retiring or someone that's leaving the classroom for their books. But I collected books early on, so that really helped me with everything else. There's always someone that's going to have a resource for you, so make sure that you create a wish list that's going to work with the things you need to start out. And my final tip, tip number 10, is to aim for impact, not perfection. If you made it through this whole video, thank you so much. I hope it helped you. But please, as a teacher, just remember to aim for impact, not perfection. I made many hiccups my first year, but I learned from them. I was often too hard on myself, and if I could go back to Jordan 9 years ago, I would tell her it's all going to be okay. What truly matters is that you are there for your students. You have that relationship, you love them, they're excited to come to school. Everything else in teaching will come after that. Just remember, you are in one of the most special careers in life because you get to impact a life every single day. Every day is a new opportunity to try again. I tell myself that. I'm in 9 years, I still make mistakes, I still have my bad days, I still have my great days. Most of them are great, but hey, every new day is a day to try again. You will go through many different seasons this year. That's okay, you've got this. If you have any personal questions about going into your first year of teaching or you need any extra tips, please email me. It's down below in the description box. I am here to help you. I love helping people. I love helping my teachers, and if you are going into your first year of teaching, you are going to have an amazing year. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.